Hello, my name is Don, and welcome back to Follow my Football Manager Let's Play with Rangers. This episode is slightly later in the season than planned. The reason for that is I was a little bit worried this series would turn into the Rangers versus Aberdeen and Rangers versus Celtic sort of series. So the way that I sort of looked at it was, let's try and avoid that, and the most logical next game to show really was this game, which is the last game before the split. It is against Ross County, who are 11th in the league away from home. Before I get into anything more, I'm going to go here. I've been meaning to show this for like 2 or 3 episodes, and I might have done it in the last episode, but I just want to make sure that you know we have got planned youth facilities. This is costing about £2 million. Again, I apologise if I mentioned this in the last episode. I genuinely can't remember. I need to go back and check. But with no internet connection right now, I'm just trying to sort of power my way through and enjoy myself. And I'm enjoying Football Manager right now. Finances looking okay. 1.8 million out of the red. But we've spent 4 million on we've spent 4 million on upgrades, and we've done a couple of other little things. You can also see I've spent a little bit more money. I have arranged a transfer of Declan Rice, the centre back from West Ham. Young, decent potential. Hopefully we can develop him into something. Again, maybe not quite there as a ball playing defender, but yeah, probably still prefer him as a ball playing defender, a central defender, because you only lose the composure. But okay stats, 19 years old, so he's a bit older than the sort of age group I'd be looking at normally, but my scouts were quite recommendative of this guy, and I just felt, yeah, let's give him a try. For 195k I think he cost us, plus maybe a couple of add-ons. Here we go, yeah, 175k initial fee, rising up to 225 with 30% of the next sale, well, the profit of the next sale, sorry. So decent little deal there. The other thing that we have to talk about is staff. I sacked David Wright. He's an okay head of youth development, the former Stoke man, but he was nothing outstanding. And when you look at that, 18 for working with youngsters, 15 for judging ability, and 13 for potential. And I felt both the last 2 years of youth intakes weren't the greatest. Obviously there's a bit of luck with that, but I decided let's bring in someone else. So I've brought in Alistair Stephen-Houston, who has 20 working with youngsters, 15 judging player ability, which I think is the same, and then 17 for potential. So hopefully we can start getting a much better youth crop. The academy will obviously help with that. We've brought in 2 this year. I'm trying to remember their names. I can remember one of them is this guy, Sam Shearer. Again, if you look at that, nothing outstanding. He's probably never going to get many games for the club, but I brought him in anyway, and I gave him a professional contract quite early to see if we can develop him and sell him on for a bit of for some money. Hopefully we can do that. That would be nice. And if he develops obviously better than what we expected, that would be good as well. I'm trying to remember who the other guy was. He was also a central midfielder. Was it maybe Fraser Connolly? I think it could have been. Yeah, here you are. So he came in this year, so that's fine. So it's this guy again, 2.5 potential with maybe 3. Again, probably never going to get a game for us, but if he can turn into something that we can sell on, that'd be good. I haven't gave him a professional contract yet. He's got a 4-year youth contract. There's no real need for that, other than obviously just help him with the development a little bit. Came on for 2 under 20s games, a 6.6 and a 0.0. So he's on in the 85th minute there, so never got a chance to do anything, and on in the 60th minute there. So, but that was the best of a very poor bunch. Everyone else was like half a star, maybe a couple of like 1.5 stars, but I just don't see the the 1.5 stars just aren't going to sell for anything. Like this guy here, Lewis Hutton, again, maybe one that we could have looked at, but look at the guys above him. If you just look at, I'm pointing to the screen, not really paying much attention to that, but like he's doubly good, he's even better. Even this guy who we're trying to get rid of right now is better, just simply better. Even his current ability is matching sort of what Lewis Hunting's potential can be. or expected potential can be right now. So it's a bit disappointing. And I just thought, let's bring in someone else and give someone else a try. So uh, Alistair Stevenson comes in, has played coach with the club before, was a youth coach in the late 90s before going to St Johnstone and then Hibs, before back to St Johnstone in the head of youth development role, before coming back to Rangers, again in the head of youth development role. Squad wise, nothing's changed. The only change is John McGinn is back. As you can see, conditioning is nowhere near ready for first team football. He's been playing with the youths, getting some youth games recently, or at least I've told the youth team to play him, but it doesn't seem like that's happened. He is definitely available, yes he is. So that's that. So schedule. The last game we played on screen was a good while ago. I'm trying to remember what it was. Was Motherwell in the cup. That's correct. I remember it now. Then we won 2-0 away to St Johnstone. This goal here, I've got to show you this Pereira goal. Joe Garner and Andres Pereira scored the 2 goals, but this one was just different gravy, to be honest with you. Came second in goal of the month, when it actually eventually loads. Game, hello. It would be really nice. Again, I feel this game could have been a bit more than 2-0, but nonetheless I'm happy with it. So yeah, Wallace won a header there and he gave it to Chris Willock. Played it up to Pereira, and Pereira's just sort of keeping a distance, running towards goal, but keeping a distance to defender, and then strikes it from about 20 yards out. Low, keeper had absolutely no chance. I just quite like that goal, so I wanted to show you it. Then we had a 2-1 win against, I have no idea, I did not press a button there. 2-1 win against Hamilton. We were 1-0 down. Barry Mackay came back from injury off the bench and scored. And then Maitland-Niles got us a 91st minute winner. Not very often we get late winners like that, but it follows up with another 2-1 win against Celtic this time. Again, a 90th minute winner this time by Andreas Pereira. Maitland-Niles took the advanced playmaker role when Mackay came on. I think it was Pereira he might have came on for actually. Also brought Matthew Knox on in this game. But yeah, just fantastic. Alan Brown also got some game time against Celtic, as did Jack Thompson, who came on for the booked Jordan Rossiter. Disappointing 0-0 draw with Hearts. We had 10 men for the last 10 minutes. I was about to go all out attack when Lee Wallace got sent off for his second, overload, sorry. Been playing a little bit of FIFA on the side, so all out attack's just in my mind, but I meant overload. The same sort of logic, obviously, but Wallace got sent off and I had to just put Andy Halliday back there and move João Felix into the advanced playmaker role in the centre of the park and just sort of hold on for a 0-0. Then we scored early against Aberdeen and we absolutely dominated this game. 1-0 was not a reflection of the scoreline. This could have been, if this was a 6-0 to us, it would have been a more just scoreline than 1-0. In fact, even 1-0 would have been pretty harsh on us, I think. But sadly, Adam Rooney, the scourge of us again this season, and 1-0 to take the Scottish Cup quarter-final to a replay. Before that replay happened, we had Partick Thistle. Why am I saying Crystal Palace? That's a bit cuckoo. Anyway, we scored 2 goals early on. One was an own goal. Fairly strange defending, and then Scott Bain made an absolute howler in the 91st minute for Michael Gardine. He could score 1. It was what it was, unfortunately. And then the second game, the replay against Aberdeen, and again 6-0 would have been a reflective scoreline for us, and we lost 1-0. Very, very frustrating. Trying to think what really changed this game. I'm not really sure. Josh Harrop also asked for some first team football, so I've been giving him it, and he has actually came in and done fairly well. He's obviously a bit unlucky that he got injured earlier in the season, and he was still injured when McGinn got injured, so he's never really had a chance. He's got a chance now. Hopefully he can take it and work it from there. I do apologise, my daughter's sort of talking to herself, if you can hear her in the background. Obviously I'm not going to give her a row, she's just happy, but not a row, but you know what I mean, she's just happy. And then we blew a 2-0 lead against Kilmarnock. We also had a goal disallowed in this game, which I thought was very strange. Zagron on his debut, scoring early, Andres Pereira scoring, and then they both link up again. Pereira runs down, gets to the byline, crosses it in, Rodden shoots, keeper saves it, comes back to run, he pokes it in. Now, Pereira is in an offside position, but he's well out of the way of the goal. He was never active at any stage. He wasn't in the goalkeeper's line of sight or anything like that, and he gets called offside for Pereira being offside. Very frustrating. And then we blow the 2-0 lead with a late Molina equaliser. It was an absolute thunderbolt. Very frustrating. This game sort of changed on its head when Chris Willock got injured. We were absolutely crushing them. Willock got injured and he got one back. And again, we were battering them and we just couldn't knock down the door. But then they scored the late one when we were just sort of in contained time waste sort of mode. And sadly, we couldn't find another late winner. So that leaves us with Ross County, the last game before the split. And yeah, hopefully we can get a win. Let's look at the league table. So, with 32 games played, we have a 3-point lead at the top over Hibs, who have somehow, and I'm very surprised to say this, maintained pace. Let's just look at that average rating, by the way. That is nice to see. 3 of our players, all defenders, by the way, up there. Maitland-Niles up there with the joint highest assists as well. And Scott Bain second in clean sheets still. And Joe Garner also getting the highest player of the match. Although he's been very, very poor when he's not getting player of the match. But the league table, yeah, Hibs have just somehow managed to maintain pace. And let's just go back a few weeks. I just want to show you a result. It was a result just after we played Celtic. Look at this, we were playing Hearts. We were drawn 0-0 and we're like, oh no. Hibs and Celtic are both going to catch up with us. And I didn't realise they were playing each other that day. And then I seen coming up in the top right hand corner just after Lee Wallace got sent off, or about, maybe just before, sorry, that Hibs were 4-0 up at Parkhead, and I was like, what the hell is going on there? Sensational result from then to go ahead of Celtic. And really, I think it's now a head-to-head between us and Hibs. If you look at the top 6, it's going to be a tough top 6 to really get a lot of results in. Not that we shouldn't, but just Aberdeen have been the scourge of us this season. Hearts are a very good team, and a team I've struggled against. Dundee, solid enough. They don't have their first choice goalkeeper and they play against us because Roddy McCrory is their first choice goalkeeper and he cannot play against us, which is a good thing. You've then got Celtic, obviously, and Hibs, who again, I don't think we've actually picked up 3 points against Hibs, although we're unbeaten against Celtic this season, if I remember correctly, but we did fail to beat them at Parkhead, despite them having 9 men. Beat them at Ibrox both times, obviously, and we have to play them at Parkhead after the split. So, without further ado, let's get into this Ross County game. I haven't selected my team. Tempted to give Zach Rudden another run out. He was very good in the last game. 90% fitness isn't ideal, but excuse me, I've got the sniffles again. I've still got this cold and I'm trying to just sort of manage it off. Unfortunately, it's not shifting. Yeah, I think I'm going to give Zach Rudden another 90 minutes, or at least some game time here, because I actually quite enjoyed how he played the other day. He does have 16 finishing, which is just sensational. He's decently quick, okay dribbling, decent first touch, and to be honest, work rate's the only thing that I think lets him down, and even 10, on sorry, balance as well a little bit, but not so much. But even 10 for work rate is fairly good. Actually, let's have a development. I'm actually just going to request, we've not got an attack-based guy, nope. Finishing training. Places his shots. Hello. I like both these suggestions, but I'm actually going to say I would prefer him if he'd done mine. Passing's only 9, so yeah. Again, another thing maybe lets him down just a little bit is the passing. But 16 finishing at 18 years old. Let's give this lad a chance. He scored 9 goals in 19 games for Motherwell when he was on loan. Let's see what he can do in the Premiership. Was a decent spell that for him. He has scored 1 and had 1 wrongly ruled out in my opinion. Josh Harrop will also play. Any changes I really want to make. Chris Willock's not the fittest. Frustratingly though, I don't think Pereira really suits that wide role. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to bring in João Felix and put Willock on the bench just to give Willock a game to a little bit of time to recover. I don't think he would last 90 minutes. And when Zach runs not going to last 90 minutes, there's 2 of our subs already decided before the ball's even kicked off. So, Ross County away. Should be a tough game. They are fighting for relegation. I'm actually going to get this Tim Chow tackling hard. He gave us and Liam Boyce as well. Tim Chow gave us an absolute run around the last time we played Ross County, and I just feel like it's the right thing to do is just keep them in check. Right, come on guys, let's get some greens there. None in the midfield. Let's get some greens, come on. Let's skip this. I need to learn how to skip that properly. I do enjoy some of them, but it's just the same ones. I think it's like 3 or 4 different animations that repeat. And once you've seen them for a few times, they get a bit boring. It is a nice feature. I do like the feature. And I'll say with a lot of the features this year, I think that's just SI have put in a platform to build on like they did with the 3D match engine in 2009. It was very poor, but it was there to be built on. So we've got a free kick here, just inside our own half with Devlin. He plays it to Tavernier. I do want to get Barry Mackay playing again, but Maitland-Niles is just so many assists. Strange sort of animation that. But nonetheless, Ross County have the ball, but they give it straight to Lee Wallace. Jordan Rossiter now and Josh Harrop. I'm glad Rossiter's already on a yellow. Brilliant. That was poor from Harrop. But Sasso, intercept master at it again. And there he is again, just showing exactly what I mean. Just so many interceptions from this guy. We've built so many attacks just from him. There's João Felix into Pereira. Man who I said I don't like on the left much. Oh, that's a very soft penalty. He just sort of clips his ankle. Pereira sort of stumbles a little bit. Doesn't even go down, and the ref gives us it, and Pereira will step up himself. I changed all my set piece takers not that long ago, and Pereira should have been taking a lot more than what he was. Even an argument for him taking free kicks. He's missed the penalty though. But I felt Tavernier's he's the guy that's going to be here longer. Let's develop. If Tavernier can go slightly better with his free kicks, and it was similar stats, so I felt let's just keep Tavernier on them because he's our player rather than developing another team's player. Harrop into Pereira. Andres Pereira into João Felix, the 2 Portuguese men linking up. I'm hoping to God that Bloomin' Pereira is Portuguese now that I've said that, because for some reason I think he could be Spanish, and that would be a bit offensive. Oh no, God damn it. Oh, it's off the bar, thank God. Getting away with that one. Really should be 1-0 down there. That said, we should have scored the penalty. Pereira not having the best of games, and this is what I mean. 6.4 from left wing. He just doesn't. I brought him in to play that role, and it just hasn't worked for him. Rossiter into Pereira. And João Felix, it's his first start really. He's starting to get used to our system, coming off the bench quite a bit. I should have probably played him in the youth team when he first arrived, and seen if that got his understanding of the tactics, because I felt he was really struggling early on. And I think it's just because he didn't understand the way we played. The one thing I do like about him as well is he can play in that sort of both the advanced playmaker roles really well. And as an argument, he's probably maybe even our first choice at the slightly further back one. Although John McGinn should take that role back when he's fit. Rudden will get another few minutes off of, as well as Harrop, who's also tiring. Pereira, I'm bringing Pereira off. Just Chris Willock, come on, man. Do the business, Chris. You've been in good form recently. Have I brought off the right person? I brought off the wrong person. No. Okay, let's swap them around then. I've been doing that a lot recently, and I normally catch it before I hit confirm, but I just didn't see it that time. Rossiter into Zach Rudden, back to Josh Harrop, into Willock. He's got man forward in space, he goes himself. Rudden, and there's that 16 finishing on his second ever start. He's got 2 goals in 2 starts now for us. There's a shout that Zach Rudden could be our number 1 striker soon. or at least very soon. That 16 finishing coming in handy there. Willock just plays it nicely. He ends up with 3 men around him, and that is really composed. Just the exact right angle to get in the corner. I just said I want to train him placing him in corners. The coach didn't believe he was possible. If he can do that every week, I will take it. We're going to bring off Josh Harrop. He got 90 minutes in his last game. He's been a sub every other time. He's struggling for fitness, to be honest, but he has done okay in his chances. He's done better than that boy I bought in on loan from Swansea, who hasn't even played since the last episode. I was critical of him. I've been playing him in the youth team, and I keep an eye on the sort of youth team ratings when the report comes through, and I have watched a few youth team games, and he's not even getting games for the youth team anymore. Like, they're playing other people over him, so I don't know if that's because he's match fit and others aren't, or if there's just performances haven't been great. Oh, a little bit unlucky there. We'll take the corner though. We have some big men in this team, and Pereira come whip them in. It's in for Lee Wallace. Oh, it's just gone wide. Why didn't I spend the 14 million on Greg Taylor? He would have scored that. I kid, of course. Rossiter and Rudden both starting to struggle now for fitness. That's away by Sasso, only as far as Dow to Chow, Davies, back to that guy, to McEverly. McEverly over the top. We're getting there first. It's Zach Rudden of all people. Get it away, son. Bain, what a save. He came to me and he said he wouldn't need a new contract, and I said no, you're not deserving of one. And he was like, okay. And then he went away. He came back, and a couple of weeks later he came back to me and said I want a new contract, and I said right, we'll talk at the end of the season. And since then he's actually been really, really good. Dow, midway point of our half into Boyce. That guy. I'm just calling people that guy now because their names just look ridiculous. Did I bring on Jack Thompson for some minutes, or did I bring on Joe Garner? Debate between I think I'm going to bring on Jack Thompson just because Rossiter's on a yellow as well. Players tied in on a yellow and a defensive-minded player, just a little bit of a worry for me. So we'll bring on Jack Thompson, give Zach Rudden the full 90, and hopefully he can take advantage of that full 90 and get some good experience. Keen to really get Zach Rudden developing. I think Matthew Knox maybe needs another loan. He's actually receded this season because he's obviously not had a lot of game time. I've put him to now play for the youth team ongoing, so hopefully he can play every game for the youth team. And start, maybe that'll help him develop a little bit again. We'll keep him training with the first team. We shall see. Rudden's certainly the man that I think I'm going to have as at least my sub for Garner. Maybe even take first team duties at some point. Andreas Pereira, no challenge there from the Ross County player. That frustrates me when you see that, when you've got a guy right next to him and he doesn't even make a single challenge. Maitland Niles, that's a red. Well, it's not a red, but it's a second yellow, surely. Let's see what the referee does. I think the fact that it was shown as a highlight, I suspect, meant the referee was always going to agree with me. Maybe that's why the other guy didn't put in the challenge. We're going to see the free kick. We are, so this is a chance. James Tavernier. Oh, that is sublime. Andreas Pereira should be taking free kicks. No chance. Tavernier has just been so good from them. I think he's actually got quite a lot of assists this season as well for us. So, very positive season for him. Problem is he's wanting 15 grand a week now. I kind of wish I'd signed the contract when he was asking for 10. Nonetheless, we'll see what the contract situation is at the end of the season when Joy Barton's away and maybe Joe Garner's away. Again, I'm still debating about that. He scored so many goals early on in the season, but he's just dropped off so much. His stats are the same. He hasn't declined stat-wise, so it's a bit frustrating to see that his form just dropped. He scored against Celtic, I think, but I'd give him a warning before that. Listen, I don't know how long I can give you before giving someone else a chance. And bringing Zach Rudden in last week was my giving someone else a chance. It was very close to being Sterling, and I brought Rudden in, and to be honest, I've been fairly impressed with the young man. That's a good challenge on him though, and he had a wee nibble back, but missed him in, thankfully. Probably just going to be full time there. 2-0 victory is a nice result. We'll maintain at least a 3-point gap going into the split over Hibs. I believe we have goal difference on them, I can't remember. We will find out the F after this game. They obviously have Jason Cummins, who's scoring for fun. Has a double the shots of Joe Garner though. Well done, lads. Good win for us. And James Tavernier gets man of the match only because he scored a free kick. For me, that man of the match should have been Zach Runn. Goal difference. No, Hibs actually have the goal difference on us now, but they've slipped up by the looks of it. Both Hibs and Celtic drew. Yes, what a result that is. 5-point lead going into the split over Hibs, and a 7-point lead over. Sorry, an 8. Is that 6? 6 plus 2, Donald, is 8. So yes, an 8-point lead over third, which is Celtic. This is sensational. We have a real chance at the title this year. And look at those stats. 2-0 does not do this game justice. Nonetheless, 2-0 is still 3 points. We'll take it. We'll see the split fixtures and see who we get. Oh, come on. Okay, it looks like I'm going to end the season with a double header here. I know I said it was going to be the Celtic and Aberdeen series. I can't not record those. They are the last games of the season. I can't scroll any further down. They are the last games of the season, so it has to be those 2 games. We're not going to get a Scottish Cup final because obviously Aberdeen knocked us out. Hopefully we can get the title wrapped up before the Aberdeen game, because to be honest, Aberdeen have been an absolute slip up for us this year. I think that's the only game we've won against them. We lost 3-1 early on. Then, oh no, we won 2-1 there. But we've played Aberdeen 6 times this season or something like that after this game, and we've only won 3 of them so far, which is poor for a team that's top of the league against a team that's 6th in the league. Aberdeen, of course, have had European football to contend with, and I think that's been a big player on where them and Hearts are. Aberdeen and Celtic both got knocked out in the first knockout round. Aberdeen got an absolute lesson off PSV, and Celtic got a little bit unlucky with just a 1-0 aggregate loss to Roma. Anyway, I will end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, a like and a subscribe is always appreciated. And until the next episode, thank you very much.